morning, viewers. Thank you very much. Good morning. This is breakfast. Good morning, Africa. This is breakfast with Dr. David Matsanga on the breakfast show. Thank you very much. This is my breakfast. Here in Africa, this is it. Wherever I am, this is my breakfast. Miles and miles away from the general headquarters of Punchline Africa Television, this is Good Morning Africa with Dr. Matsanga. My breakfast this morning is 3 bananas, an apple, and fruits assorted, mango and a pawpaw. That's it. Plus, here we are, Jerusalem. Lemon, hot water, honey, and my tea bags. 1 month. Look at the boss. The boy is going. The boy is going 1 month. I want to thank my friend from the US who sent me these good tea bags. Tough tea bags. They cut the weight. They cut the fat. You go a bit to swim like I do as a soldier. Remember, this is the end of September. But remember, you don't use a wheelbarrow. Woo! Woo! Good morning, Africa. This is breakfast with Dr. David Matsanga. You hear me? Give them education. Miriam, never tell your son to go for wheelbarrow. Tell your son to go for education. Let's educate more people. China has passed us because we have the educated people. They built schools. They learned Mandarin. Woohoo! Wacha wakamoto. Help Uhuru Kenyatta to build more schools, infrastructure, that tomorrow Kenya will be the Kenya you want. Forget about cheap populist wheelbarrow, rake, a machine which will spoil no spare part. Woohoo! China, 45 years ago, was the poorest country. What the deputy president is giving today is what Mao Centu gave to Chinese. Yes, is what. Wesonga, this is breakfast. Don't look so gloomy. Laugh, enjoy. Miriam, yes. Enjoy. This is a very serious topic. Every television station, so the deputy president should not get annoyed. He sorted it out. He brought a wheelbarrow. He was driven, rode, pushed on a wheelbarrow.
Yes, and of course, Dr. Matsanga, for a country that that produces over 20,000 graduates every year in various fields, it's very unreasonable for someone to be purporting that the only way we can solve the problem of youth unemployment is by dishing out wheelbarrows, spades, and gumboots. And if we were to ask the deputy president, when he finished campus in the early 90s, what did he do? Was he given a wheelbarrow by the political caste by that time? No, he didn't. He wasn't given a wheelbarrow. Rather, he joined the YK92, where they were able to loot a lot of money. In fact, the 500 Kenyan shillings was created because of the YK92, a group which...
We are coming. Hold the fire. We haven't opened the session yet. Have your cup of tea, Wesonga. And have your cup of tea, Miriam, and the rest. This is breakfast with Dr. Matsanga. The apple, the bananas, and a catalog or cocktail of fruits. You see them? And above all, I will not tell the secret. Lemon, hot water, and honey, plus tea. Very powerful tea. It breaks the fat. That is my breakfast this morning. Thank you very much. Get a cup of tea or coffee and sit down as Miriam breaks down the cup. Open it as we demand. Open it now. No wheelbarrow business here. Let's have it. Miriam, give us the figures.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you so
COVID,
much. Yes.
19.
All right, thank you so much there, Doc. Good morning, Daniel, and also good morning, Karen from Malindi. Now the figures this morning, as we speak, Kenya right now, the confirmed cases totals 38,378, and the death toll is 707. Recoveries stands at 24,740. Uganda, the figures have already topped 8,000, standing at 8,017. 75 people have died, 4,033 have recovered, and we go to the total cases in Africa this morning, standing at 1,466,178. The number of deaths in Africa is 35,459. Recoveries is 1,210,251. And the global cases is at 33,844,178. And the deaths stands at 1,012,659, and the global recoveries right now is at 25,148,403.
Thank you very much, Miriam. During this breakfast show, Uganda had done so well. My country, where I was born 65 years ago, had excelled. Good morning, Professor. I can see you down there. I hope you have your big mug today, this morning. The big mug. Yeah. Good morning in Nairobi. Good morning. Yes. There's some people fear to display. Look at that. Are we together? This is Good Morning Africa. Breakfast with banana. Banana. Miriam has given us areas where we can improve using proteins and vitamin C. Is it vitamin C, Wesonga?
Yes, Dr. Matsanga, it's vitamin C.
This is vitamin C, and in the coast. Let's cross over to the coast for our beloved lady, the woman on the ocean, keeping the tides of the ocean. Those that it is only Jesus who made a miracle and stopped the ocean from taking the ship. Is the ship of wheelbarrows going? Tell us something about Malindi. Karen Joseph from Malindi, my dear sister. Take it away kwanza, utupatie weather inaonekana namna gani. You know, I'm presenting this breakfast with a style. Wesonga copy the style and tomorrow present it. Don't be. We are not in a newsroom. We people are fed up of watching the fixed TV where people read with prompter. We want the type of Miriam assessment, the type of when you come with knowledge on the desk. Have the knowledge on the desk and look at daily events. Malindi, bring it on. Good morning.
Hey. Good morning, Dr. Matsanga. Good morning, Miriam. Good morning, Wesonga and Professor Jared. This is Karen Joseph from Malindi. Now, the weather right now, it's 9:32, and the temperature right now is at 26 degrees Celsius. And at around 10 a.m., we will have it at 27 degrees Celsius. It will be partly cloudy. And at around 11, we will have it at 28 degrees Celsius. It will be mostly sunny. It will be 28 degrees Celsius constant from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. And then at around 1 p.m., we will have it at 29 degrees Celsius, and it will be constant, 29 degrees Celsius from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And then we will have it at 28 degrees Celsius at around 3 p.m. It will remain constant, 28 degrees Celsius from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then around 5 p.m., it will be cloudy, and it will be at 27 degrees Celsius. We'll have the sun setting here at exactly 6:13 p.m. And the temperatures then will be at 27 degrees Celsius. The humidity as we speak right now, 82%. Back to you, Dr. and Miriam.
Thank you very much. What do you say about Miriam's figures? Before we leave you to wait for the second round of questions.
Okay, about Miriam's figures on COVID.
COVID-19.
Yes, COVID.
Yes,
Doctor, you confused her there for a moment. She was wondering what figures.
Are they good? Are they going down? Are we all right? Can we? Everybody is complaining. Everybody is saying hallelujah. President Uhuru Kenyatta did not allow the schools to open. No.
Yes.
We said it here and we are happy. You're a teacher. Tell us.
Okay, based on the COVID, we cannot say we are there yet, just like we said yesterday, to the extent of us opening schools. So I think that
Okay. Wesonga.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Wesonga.
Yes.
My dear, you will listen to Miriam COVID numbers. Are we doing very well?
Yes, as far as the figures are concerned, I think Kenya and most especially Uganda is doing quite a commendable job in combating the pandemic. And this can't be attributed to anything other than the measures that have been put there. And we have come to understand that the more people adhere to these stringent measures, the less the figures in number of positive cases, in order not lifting all the measures and also extending the down to dusk curfew and also not opening schools. So I believe with time we shall be able to get back to normal as soon as possible if we continue in the same projection.
Thank you very much. Precise and accurate. Professor Onyari, before I come to you, let me go to Nanyuki. The Nanyuki man up in the cold areas. Is it very cold, Karanja in Nanyuki?
Thank you very much and good morning, Doctor. And yesterday we experienced the heavy rain in these areas. And there's a bit cold, although the sunshine is rising, though it's not hot as it used to be of days before rain. These places are a bit cold, and in these times of the month, October to December, we experience rainfall, and it's a good season here. Yeah.
It's a good season.
Yeah, to experience and relax, and these are holiday destinations to various people. Therefore, these times is a bit good.
So it's holiday. Are people coming for the holiday in where you are?
People are coming in Alpageta conservancies and various wildlife conservation in these areas, using the railway lines and other transportation. And they are coming from various areas from Mombasa, Nairobi, Nakuru. Yeah. A bit now, it has boomed up now.
Oh, this is very great. So the railway, the opening infrastructure, which we are going to see at 11 o'clock. President Uhuru Kenyatta's developmental program at 11 o'clock. Are we on course? Infrastructure is working. You mean the railway is carrying people now to Nanyuki?
Yeah, it is working a lot, and there was a documentary that was done in one of the local TV stations, and you can see how people are excited all over from Matsanga all the way to here in Nanyuki, and people are coming, their numbers, especially the domestic tourism. It is booming up when you go to these places in sweet waters. You see various numbers, especially Kenyans coming to see and to enjoy, because now the means of transport is cheap and it's easy, and the government is doing, the government of this area is doing a lot of sensitization to ensure that a lot of people come to these areas Pacific compared to other places. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Karanja, Jovan Karanja in Nanyuki, our correspondent, the legacy correspondent in Nanyuki. Asante sana. I am very happy to hear that. Professor, sum it up for us in terms of Miriam's figures, one on COVID in East Africa. Do we have a bombshell in East Africa, Wiki?
Dr. Matsanga, on the figures, and what I have to say, Dr. Matsanga, we have to be very, very careful to adhere to all protocols as stipulated by the World Health Organization and the government of Kenya. For a fact, COVID-19 is not going to go anywhere. And we look forward for the vaccine to be found, but Kenyans should be able to observe all the protocols given. That's what will be our savior, and by the help of God. We keep distance, we wash hands, we wear masks. That is, we don't go to crowded areas. We become our brothers' keepers. I can have, you can have it. Because, Dr. Matsanga, this is something which was well calculated, and we don't know what they are intending to do next. So that's what I have to say. But so far, the government has done a lot of work. It has created awareness. Every Kenyan knows that there is COVID-19. Every Kenyan knows what to do, except our deputy president. I don't know whether I don't really can't understand, because I'm seeing him giving wheelbarrows and he's not wearing masks. And is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. In the midst of the pandemic, you are just walking around. What kind of message are you passing to the young people, to the children, when they see you as a leader and you are not wearing masks, and we are keeping on saying we keep protocols? This is what makes me very sad, Dr. Matsanga.
Professor, good morning. If you could just adjust your headroom just a little bit. Thank you very much. Much better.
Thank you very much,
yes.
Professor. It is only the studios, general headquarters, who can see the head up, head down, head left. I can't see. I was only very interested in your words. Good morning, Africa. Developing story coming out of Kenya in Nairobi, which has reached the political command center. A building in Mamboleo has collapsed and trapped quite a number of people. That's a sad story developing in Kenya right now. A developing story, a building in Mamboleo has trapped. Some people are trapped in the rubble. Emergency services are on the way.
Yes.
And they have been doing it since then.
Which Mamboleo? In Kisumu or where?
That is at Kisumu Kakamega Road.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
A building has collapsed in Mamboleo. 3 people trapped in the rubble. That is the breaking news coming out of Kenya. Sad news again about the buildings. The way we build. A few days ago, I talked about nature. The lake is reclaiming its land. So if you have built your building on the lake land, run away. The platonic systems of the geological world are changing. Water could erupt from every angle, anywhere. And dear Mama Mia, it could be very bad for you. Mama Mia. By the rivers of Babylon. There we sat down. Oh, we wept when we remember Zion. Whoa! Mama Mia, good morning. Let's move on, Miriam. bring us the daily news.
All right.
The topic is hot, is waiting. Tough topic there. Wheelbarrows are they for 21st century or industries? You provide employment by giving wheelbarrows. To who? Who brings out wheelbarrow? Who brings out employment? Prepare for that discussion.
All right.
Have you ever seen the deputy president building an industry? Which factory is named after President DP Ruto? Which factory? One factory that manufactures with wheelbarrows with that money can employ 2,000 youth. And if we put each factory of that nature, industrialist, you become industrialist. Tomorrow, the late slain prime minister of, why was he called a Democrat? Democrat, hustler, Democrat, hustler, hustler. No. Democrat only, Democrat, not hustler. Because Italians know what a hustler is. So, the guy built industries. The mafia started getting annoyed with Aldamoro. That's why I'm bringing this thing here. The topic is going to be hot, but media bring us to the daily news. Daily information from Daily Nation. And also bring us what you feel is the outstanding headline among the three headlines that we have here of the Star, the Daily Nation, and the Standard.
I think the main headline there, I think in all leading newspapers, except for Daily Nation, where Uhuru refused to open schools, and then yesterday the CS for Education came out and said that perhaps higher learnings could resume on Monday, but of course the president has not confirmed that yet, so we really don't know if that still stands. But on the front pages of the Star newspapers and the Standard, perhaps you go with the Standard newspaper headlines there that says Ruto goes wild, prison break. Deputy President takes a fight to his boss a day after skipping state function. There's critics to bring it on. And he's seen there, of course, down there it says, the caption says, Deputy President William Ruto entertains youth and women groups from Nairobi at his current residence yesterday. And he's quoted as saying, I am giving notice it is not going to be business as usual, where we talk tribes, however difficult and uncomfortable it will be. And also, I am in a hustler's mansion. I am a tenant. Courtesy of your votes and prayers, I'm not interested in votes. I'm interested in empowering people as the DP. The other will come by God's grace. And then he also says, we will continue what we are doing. What I do, they will have to submit. Respect is two ways. You respect to be respected. I am a DP now, but I rose from selling chicken. So he sticks to his story there. I saw it was quite a headline, and I know we talked about it yesterday in the afternoon, Doctor. The wheelbarrow right there.
You can't tell people that you rose by selling chicken when you rose by stealing from people. Naona the panel is shaking. You rose by stealing from the upper class that you call dynasty. Jirongo, bring the tape. Bring the tape, not us. We are mere journalists, don't wound us. And the problem with these people is that when you are also coming out to counter and balance, they come to insult you. Instead of insulting their actions, they insult you. They have no time for reasoning. But because most of the people on Twitter are robots. So robots have been programmed to reason, to write at you. They don't write with your picture. You don't show your picture and say, I am Matsanga writing. But robots are programmed to write to counter Raila Odinga, to counter Uhuru Kenyatta. That is what is happening. So, but they have to now, they have come out, now he has come out openly. He expects people from the president's side to attack and attack deep in the territory. You know, I'm using military terms. Deep attack deep in the territory. Miriam is used to those terms because he grew up in a military home where dad was giving command, attack in the territory. So we, and Miriam and this one here, they are smiling, the Malindi, because they come from attack in the territory areas. And so we are going to attack also in territory areas. And my people on this panel, prepare for more insults because more is coming to be dug out. We are gonna deliver it as it is plain while eating our bananas in the morning. No problem. And Wesonga, this is a good morning breakfast show. Tomorrow you must appear on this show at 9 with breakfast. Miriam, we breakfast. I want to see a cup of tea across the bridge. Please, let's change TV. Let's change it.
Matsanga, I always
people will be encouraged. Those who drink too much and they don't eat breakfast will start eating. We want a healthy nation. We don't want a nation. If you have not eaten, you can't push the wheelbarrow. Hey. Where are you? If you don't eat, you can't push the wheelbarrow. You have to eat first and eat balanced food. Corona will go away. Maybe that's why the deputy president doesn't put on a mask. But what does it show to the government policies? Okwonko, Obierika, Chinawa Achebe. Back to you. Start it, Miriam. You have already told us. He said, what to do. What to do. What is that word, Wesonga?
What to
do.
What to do.
What to do. He's telling the president what to do. What will you do? Okay? But son of Job is another one.
All right, so let's just read how the Standard puts it here. It says, the morning after he skipped a presidential event on COVID-19, Deputy President William Ruto staged a hustlers parade at his official residence in Karen. The DP was uncharacteristically gung-ho as he announced the end of business as usual with the promise of real change when he takes the reins of power in 2022. The event on the day President Uhuru Kenyatta left the country for Europe offered the clearest indicator yet that Ruto has finally stopped hedging his bets and has taken flight from government.
Yes, and very soon there must be a motion by any Kenyan citizen as to whether they are paying salary to a vacant office. Professor, let me have the younger man down here. Don't you think time is coming when a Kenyan is moving to the parliament to seek the salary stopped and the position vacated?
Yes, absolutely, Dr. Matsanga. Yes, that is quite inevitable because when you look at it, right now the deputy president has been absconding his co-mandate as given there by the constitution. And perhaps even him belligerently missing out on such a forum like the one the president had on COVID-19 with the stockholders, and then going ahead to say, to ask the president to do that kind of attitude. It shows that this is a leader who has stopped doing whatever function that is mandated to do as per the constitution. And therefore, if he is deriving any kind of payment, any kind of privileges from the position that he holds right now without working for it, that is an illegal salary he's earning. And also that goes to also the privileges that he has, even the official residence and everything that he is given by under his office. And therefore, I agree that a Kenyan of goodwill can move to the court of law and be able to lobby that the deputy president either resigns unconditionally, or the government ends or stops giving him a salary for a job not done by him. And also it begs for the question of integrity. As a man of integrity, how do you earn a salary for a job not done? When you look back in history, when Jaramogi felt that he was not being given space to perform his key mandate as the vice president of this republic, he went, sat down, reflected upon it, and for the goodwill of the people of this country, he penned down a letter and said, Your Excellency, because as your deputy president, I find no reason of earning a salary of a work I do not do. I hereby tender my resignation. And that is what statesmen do. And that is what William Ruto should do. If he feels that he's not being given time to deliver as a deputy president, if he feels that he's being inhibited to perform, let him resign and not earn an illegal salary, which is derived from the hard-earned money from the taxpayers, the same hustlers that he pretends to be advocating for.
All right, very well. Professor.
My take here, Miriam, that this is a constitutional office. There's nothing you will do even if you go to court, because we reviewed these concerns, and these are some of the things we made a mistake in passing the new constitution. In the old constitution, where the president could fire his deputy, we thought if we shit like this, we would be bringing harmony and the hard work of the government, but time has proved us wrong, and that's what the late President Daniel Moi told us, that this is not the way you change the constitution. Why were we changing from the vice president to the deputy president? And make any sense? So from where I see that I read into his concerns, Daniel has said what Jaramogi Oginga Odinga did. That's what even the Murumbi did, Joseph Murumbi did, when he found himself that you can't work, and there's no point of you insisting. And what I need to tell you, Miriam, the government is on course. His duties and functions have already been taken by someone who's working. It's only making bad history, because when children will come to read, because with history you cannot erase or delete. He has been a very bad example to the young people, because let me just have that one to say, because he has become reckless. He has you deputize someone else. And Miriam, let me tell you, when you are a deputy of someone, you have got no work until you are given work to do. And when you are given work to do, you don't say that I'm doing this one and I'm not doing. He was given an opportunity to come for the conference, COVID-19 conference on Monday, and he didn't come. And Miriam, that is the highest level of subordination. I have got a background in trade union movement, and as a trade unionist, I will find it so difficult to defend this kind of employee. I cannot. How do I understand? How do I stand? So let me just have that case to work, and what he need to do himself, if he has any principles as I do, you resign, start your 2022 campaign. But let me just tell you, Miriam, many people have aspired for that office, but you don't make it the way you think, going around giving wheelbarrows and mokongoteni. But one thing I'm happy is that we know how he got that money. And the people you are giving wheelbarrows don't think. They know you are the type of people who have subjected to that kind of life. So they will take those mokongoteni, they will take those wheelbarrows, they will take all those things you are giving them, and wait for 2022, what you will see, you will not believe.
Mm-hmm. Right, Karen, yesterday we saw that, and of course it was making headlines in all the leading news outlets here in the country, and today it is one of the stories that tops there on the front pages of all the papers this morning. Ruto, apparently, as the Standard puts it, quite an interesting topic, a headline that they chose, Wild Ruto stages Hustlers Parade. Why would they call him wild? Why do you think the Standard called him wild?
He has gone wild.
He's unbridled. Go ahead, Karen. What do you make of what happened
Yes,
yesterday?
and based on okay, I find his decision of not attending these events, these key events, very wild. You know, some time back we had there was a virtual meeting that the president held with the CSS and the PSS, and he skipped that one as well. That was in July. And then on September 15th, President Uhuru and Honorable Raila hosted a Senate leadership meeting at the State House, and he also skipped that other one. So I find the other one that he skipped the other day on COVID very
Okay.
meeting. So I find it just the way Professor Jared said, that is insubordination. And he is undermining the president because it's like it's a trend. Look at that other debt, the other debt as well, and this other meeting event on COVID. He also missed out. So I find it very. I find him wild, by the way, and that justifies the title of the newspaper. And in 1966, Miriam, we had the first vice president, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. He resigned from the government because he felt he was sidelined. In this case, nobody is sidelining our DP, but if at all he feels like he is sidelined, if at all he feels like he's just not part of it, because if he cannot attend meetings, what do you say? He should just follow, should just do what Jaramogi did then. Instead of being with people, but it's like you're not there. We don't even get you. You're not there. It's like you're there. So I find him very wild, Miriam.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Karanja?
Yes.
Yes.
And, let me say this. Yeah. On matters whether the DP should resign or not, I think it's just a matter of time because for him, I think he will not resign because he's a man who, if he resigns, he will destabilize. If he resigns from government or from his current residence, then that will be a terminal end for his Hazaralism agenda because if he resigns, he will be treated like any other ordinary citizen, and I think it will be hard for him to go to such meeting. I think for his own strategies and so on, he will not resign because he wants to hit the government when he is still inside. Because when he goes outside, it might be difficult because if he wants to hold a meeting, it might be hard for him to have even the securities like he is having these days. Then he's a man who will not resign for other reasons because I think he is earning something, and I think for him, he needs more money to continue brainwashing innocent Kenyans with Barrows and these Mkokotenis kind of thing. That's why you find he is doing that. And I think he is a true definition of a double standing because he is a man who is fighting the government of the day, the Jubilee administration. And last time we saw him running up in Jubilee's headquarters office in order to champion for a candidate to run for Museveni by-election. Then prior to that, he has been calling all manners of names to Jubilee leadership. Therefore, this is a man who I think he has some kind of identity issues. He does not know where he is heading to. Sometimes he is uncertain of his own journey, and that's why sometimes he behaves like he is being confused. You saw what was happening yesterday. He is now riding the same wheelbarrow. Maybe it's just a matter of time before he does something else a bit crazy. Therefore, this is a man who I think for where he is now, he is confused because he thought by hitting the government, people will not rise against him. But now he is seeing that even his Hasrarism agenda is losing momentum. That's why he is behaving and doing lots of things. And a matter of resignation, I think it's good to resign because he's not earning a salary that is due because he's not doing anything. But I think maybe he will be forced to resign, but he can't do it willingly. That is my take. Because his aim is to fight the government and fight from inside so that he can have a bit of a force. Yeah.
Thank you. You made your point. Let me remind all of you. And Karen, you have said a chronological events. But you have forgotten one event. Immediately after COVID-19, because for me, I was taught to get these facts stick on my upper brain. Immediately after the launch of the agenda for how to combat COVID-19, the president made a speech. The deputy president also copied the same speech and read it from his residence.
I remember.
In April.
You people in Kenya, don't forget some things of this nature. It shows you a lot. It tells you a lot of story. People even went as far as telling him, how could you do that? It shows an ambition, a lust, a vengeful. If you look at the traits, what they call anthropological traits of a human being, look at the deputy president's anthropological traits. I studied this subject. Unfortunately, I studied plants, where I got a PhD. I studied political science, where I also got a PhD. So we can match word by word, inch by inch. Anthropologically, the study of anthropology shows traits of vengeance, hate, chauvinism. You know, tribal chauvinism. Where? You know those things. This thing here in the village. You all of you have come from the village. Towards the sunset, small children go out in the playground and say, hey, my father has got a car. What have you got? Hey! I'm talking as an African. And this television is supposed to teach, not to make pronouncements. So when you grow up with that spirit of chauvinism, tribal, vigilantism, it brings you to where you are. You see what Wesonga does as very bad, you better do it better. You see what Miriam is wearing, you also go and buy the same blouse. And you're a great friend of Miriam. You would like to look like a Miriam or Karen. You say Karen is, my God, why is Karen living in Malindi? And then you say you also struggle to go and get even a shack house near the beach in Malindi. Yet Karen has got the parents there. You also try to live in Malindi, only to be seen around Malindi. And say, I am also here. Karen is also here. Karen is a teacher, will tell you there are those type of students we have. And they're not only students, grown-ups who compete on Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz. I think I'm going to start a channel to discuss our African, very soon that channel is coming. Very powerful, Miriam, you'll enjoy some of these things of teaching African. You see, huyu ako na nini? Huyu ako na nyumba 10. Lazima mimi nikuwe na 20. We don't have a spirit of Indians. An Indian helps another Indian get a loan in the bank, not through envy. Of field and so many things, you will not build it, you will not finish it. Because they will say you are opposing the deputy president. Isn't it? Isn't it? So we have grown up in a state of compensational politics. The politics of compensation. Because my father did not buy me shoes. Because I've grown from selling chicken and I've become a deputy president. I wouldn't like to talk about the past of how I grabbed people's cars or how I got my first car. That behavior is where we are now, which led to the deputy president to pick the same speech of the president from State House to read it at his residence.
My God.
Give me another degree on that. That's it. Kenyans don't create a situation yourself. It's up to you. You can receive these goods. You can. There, after all, is your money being paid back to you. It's your money. There's nothing wrong. It's your money. In fact, get all these mkokoteni, as many as possible. Get these Barrows. Go there, in fact, make a huge team, drive to the house. Would like to call, you know, the DP is very lucky that the president is not a very bad person. But the president would call among all the youths in this city to go to that building. And then the DP will call for security help. And soon, it might not be the president, but soon, you know, all these people will be lining there that you'll have nowhere to pass. Maybe you'll call for the helicopter to leave. You are creating a very bad president here. I'm telling you, all these people, the few you are giving, are not going to give this thing to others. They are using them for personal gain. So a message could also counter. The government could spin. You won't like it. We seem to have lost some connectivity.
No, we are fine. We are okay.
So, for me, Miriam, you know what? The topic is very clear. African gods, when they want to kill you, they bring you first up, then bring you down.
And they leave you.
And
Emperor Nero, when he said, fire, 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 fire came to Rome and burned Rome. And then later on he said, Christian, Christian, there is a new thing that saved me. The whole Rome was burned, but something saved me, Emperor Nero. So these people, the Christians down there, are very good people. Then Emperor Nero started killing them. The mother of Emperor Nero went to Emperor Nero and said, my son, please, please, my son, please. I brought you up from Mukokoteni, please, I brought you up from Mukokoteni area, and this man here, the uncle Claudius, who actually grew you up, was not your father. Please, but help me. Don't kill these people. Do you know what Emperor Nero did? He turned on the mother and killed the mother. Because the mother was pleading that don't kill the same Christians who saved you from burning with the Roman fire that burned Rome. Miriam, it brings to the end of our newspaper review and the COVID-19, Karanja, Karen, Daniel, Professor Nyari, Miriam, good morning with Dr. Matsanga breakfast. Thank you. Second part begins now. And Miriam, just throw the question to the people.
Okay, I thought we were looking at the second part, the wheelbarrows. The topic of the day, the wheelbarrows inspire development in the 21st century. So yesterday, Deputy President William Ruto there on page 4 and a bit of page 5 of the Standard newspaper. Let me just read a bit of this, and the rest of our panelists might chip in. Said, leaving himself out of the equation, the DP claimed the problem with the Kenyan leaders was that they don't understand the challenges the citizens face. But he did not include himself in those leaders. And also, Samuel Hayes says he has divorced himself from the pledges that the Jubilee government made while seeking re-election in 2017, that they would create 1.3 million jobs annually if re-elected for a second term. So they had, the Jubilee Party, when coming to power, they had a very good agenda on to how they wanted to create more jobs for the young people there in 2017. So that was part of what they wanted, the President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy wanted to be their legacy. But as it has turned out, that is a legacy that President Uhuru Kenyatta seems to be working on by himself, as now the deputy president here is saying that the problem with the Kenyan leadership is that they don't understand the challenges the citizens face. Coming from a vice president of the Republic of Kenya, Professor, what do you make of these sentiments by Deputy President?
Miriam, very, very unfortunate. And I'm trying to digest as something gone crazy with our Deputy President. You know, sometimes now, Miriam, it is going to be just a mental case. He is part of the government. This is the same government he has served for the last 8 years. When did he get this manifestation? You know, sometimes, Miriam, when we go to Pipirico, when Saul was going to Damascus to persecute and slaughter Christians, he was meant on the way by Jesus Christ. The story will be for another day. Then he got converted and he became Paul. When did our deputy president get this kind of conversion? So that now his eyes have been opened to see what the government doesn't see. That's why we commend, if he has come to that kind of manifestation, Miriam, then he should have run away from that government as fast as thunder, so that he should not be associated with that kind of government. But Miriam, let me ask you, who has been stealing the money from the people of Kenya? What has he said about corruptions, whereby the government put programs to improve the quality of life of the people of Kenya, to bring development to the people of Kenya? What has he been saying? Miriam, do you know Kimorel and Arroyo Dam, how much money the government has lost? He says 7 billion, the record says 21 billion. What do you think would that one be? If that 21 billion, Miriam, could have put on the Youth Enterprise Fund and the Women Fund, what do you think, what would be the change? In fact, every youth will be going there and almost borrowing around up to 100 or 500,000, which can change their lives. So Miriam, the deputy president, is playing politics, and this is very dangerous. We know, and he knows